Okay, so in this question we're going to figure out the cost of equity for Pfizer. So Pfizer, symbol PFE, paid dividends as shown below, down here, years 2011 to 2015. So we're going to assume it's January 1st of 2016, actually, not 2015. We're going to assume it's January 1st of 2016, and let's make believe that Pfizer sells for $31. We want to calculate the cost of equity using the arithmetic and the geometric growth rates. So I wrote down some of the formulas off on the right over here. So the first thing we're going to know is the cost of equity. So the cost of equity is going to equal the dividends per share for next year divided by the current price of the stock plus the growth rate of the stock, or the growth rate of dividends. So what we're going to have to do is figure out the growth rate. And the question is asking us to figure it out in two different ways. First way is we can use the arithmetic method, and the second way is we can use the geometric growth rate. So first, let's figure the growth rate by using the arithmetic mean. So we go down here and figure out the growth rate from 2012 to 2011. So we're going to take 88 cents divided by 80 minus 1, and that's your growth rate for the first year. Let's get a couple of decimals in there, and then just copy that down for the next couple of years. So there are your growth rates for the 4 years. We're going to add up those numbers. Divide by 4, because it's 4 years. So the arithmetic growth rate is going to be 0.08779. And I'm just going to go out 4 decimals. Okay, so now we know what the last dividend was in 2015. It was $1.12. And remember, we got to figure out the dividend for next year, for 2016. That's what the dividend for next year would be. So we're going to assume the dividend is going to grow by 0.08779, or 8.779%. So we take $1.12 and then just add a 1 to the growth rate. And now we'll just multiply $1.12 times the arithmetic growth rate, and you will get an estimated dividend for next year of 1.218326. Okay, so now we have the dividend for next year. We have the current market value of the stock, which we said was $31, and we have the growth rate of 0.08779. So let's plug all that in. So you have 1.2183 as the dividend. The current market value of the stock is $31. And then the growth rate is going to be 0.08779. Put all that in. So your cost of equity using the arithmetic growth method is 0.12709. And if we turn that into a percentage, that's what we get, 12.7090%. That's your cost of equity using the arithmetic mean. Now let's figure out what the cost of equity would be using the geometric method. I wrote the formula right here. To calculate the geometric mean, you're going to take the ending value, so that would be $1.12, divided by the beginning value, which would be 80 cents. And that's going to give you your growth from 2011 to 2015. Then you're going to put that to the power of 1 over the number of years, and it's a total of 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's figure that out now. We have the ending value of $1.12. We have the beginning value of 80 cents. So if we take $1.12 divided by 80 cents, we're going to get 1.40. So now let's figure out what the geometric growth rate is. So we're going to take 1.40 and then we're going to put it to the power of 1 divided by the number of years, which is 4. Okay, so that'll get us 1.0878, and if you subtract a 1 from that, your growth rate is 0.0878. So we know that the dividend was $1.12, and we want to figure out the dividend for next year. So let's multiply that times 1.0878, and this will be your estimated dividend for next year. So that's going to be D1, 1.218288. Go up here again to the formula to figure out the cost of equity. So we know the dividend for next year, the estimated dividend, is 1.218288. Divide that by the current market price of the stock, which we're telling you is $31. And then we're going to add to that the growth rate for the dividends, which we just calculated to be 0.0878. You'll add these two numbers together, and that's your answer, 0.1271. If we turn that into a percentage, let's go out 4 decimals, and you'll get 12.7057% is the cost of equity using the geometric mean. And that compares to 12.7090% for using the arithmetic mean. So that's how you calculate the cost of equity using the arithmetic and the geometric methods. Contact me with any questions.